Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Jason Dowdy. When you're installing new files into FL Studio, sorry, VSTs or plugins, a lot of the time they have an installer, right? Like a .exe file that's executable. You double click it and installs it. It takes you through a menu and all of that. Well, sometimes you might come across a plugin that's just a DLL file, and it might have like an instrument folder as well. So I'm going to show you how, when that happens, how to install it into FL Studio. If you'd like a free training on how to create a professional track in 2 hours or less using FL Studio and other free things you can find on the internet with no music theory knowledge needed, no experience required, just go ahead and write the word yes, YES, in the comments below, and I will DM that over to you. My name is Jason Dowdy. I've been an artist and producer for over 20 years. I've worked with people like Timbaland and Aaliyah, Teddy Riley, and I like to help independent artists learn how to produce for themselves so they can take their career to that next level. So let's hop right into it. Let me share my screen real quick. All right. Go with that one. Let me share the system audio. May not even have to share the system audio, but I'm going to do that anyway because I'm just showing you how to install it. All right, so I've got FL Studio open, and I've also got this open as well. So if you go to illformed.org and just slash plugins, here's a free plugin. If you want to try this out for yourself, this is a free plugin you can use. And this is specifically for Windows. If you have an Apple, I'm sorry, I don't have a tutorial for Apple. I have all Windows computers. But what you do is you can just download it here, right? And download the plugin. I've already done this, so it downloaded really quickly there. But let me show you what it looks like. So let me open my downloads folder real quick. So once you download it, just go to the folder that you download things into. Most of the time it's just called downloads. You can see I have it here and it pops up, and I know this, you probably have to squint to see it, but it pops up as a zipped file. So all you have to do is right click and click extract all, and that will extract it. And when you do extract it, it looks like this, right? It's just like some DLL files. I don't think I can zoom in there, but just a bunch of DLL files, and there's a README as well. One thing I do want to point out in this one is you probably see it right here. It says that it's a 32-bit VST plugin, which we'll talk about in a minute once we start to install it. But that's all you have to do is you extract it and you get the folder ready so it's extracted. And then next you're going to go into FL Studio. All right. So I've got, in your browser over here, I've got the plugin database selected, and I'm just hovering above the words plugin database, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to go to manage plugins right here. There we go. And it brings up a menu that looks like this. And this little window right here, it shows where all of your VSTs or plugins are installed. So all you have to do is move that folder that you extracted into one of these folders, and it will read it as a VST. Now, this one happens to be 32-bit. And why that's important? Oh, my mouse just quit on me. Why that's important is in choosing the folder. So if you look here, it says Program Files x86 VST Plugins. And then this one just says Program Files VST Plugins. So we're actually going to install it in the x86. In this case, x86 means 32-bit. Why is it 86? Well, it was built on an architecture based on like some Intel processors a long time ago. All operating systems used to be 32-bit for Windows. Now they're all 64. So for the most part, they're 64. But in this particular instance, we're going to install it into the x86 folder. So let me bring that up. I have to lean a little forward here because my mouse just died on me. I have to recharge it. But let's look for that folder. So we're looking for... here, let me move this out of the way. Let me move this over here. Okay, so we're going to go to downloads, or we're going to go to Windows C. So you can see it's in the C drive right here. We're going to go to Program Files x86, which I'm double clicking on, and we're going to go to VST plugins right here. Now all we have to do is drag that over. So let me bring up my other folder with downloads real quick. Downloads. All right. Just going to move this over here. Here is our plugin folder that's been extracted, and I'm just going to double click. I'm going to select. I'm going to select all the files. You can even bring the readmes as well. There we go. All right, and I pulled those in, I believe. Maybe I didn't. Let me do it one more time. Just dragging it over. Huh. Let me plug in my mouse and see what we can do here. I'm not sure why that's not working. Maybe it's the file type, so bear with me. Or maybe it could be an open as administrator type of thing. So let me just get this charged real quick. There we go. The fun of live videos. All right, here we go. So let me try. All right, I got my mouse working. Let me try. Oh, here we go. Here's why we didn't see these interrupted actions. So I'm just going to hit continue. So it's going to ask for administrator permission to move that over. I'm going to do it for all the items. All right, there we go. That's fine. Okay, so you can see we pulled them all over. And now we need to find these new plugins. So this is a great, free crusher, a glitch tool, tape stop, and a stretch tool as well. So in order to find your new plugins that you've just installed, all you have to do is hit this little caret right here above your browser. And at the very bottom, there's a refresh plugin list fast scan. So click that. And we're just going to wait, and there they all are. So now you have all of your new DLL files. You have your new things installed. So when you go to your, if you wanted to add that effect to a mixer channel, you just come up here, more plugins. You look for, these are all D Blue. Hold up. There we go, D Blue, and they all show up here as well. So I hope that's been helpful to you. Most plugins now have an executable file. So you just double click, it takes you through a menu, and you install it, right? And it just walks you through it. But every once in a while, you might get one of those. Oh, also, in that folder, I do want to mention, sometimes there'll be an instrument file as well, or an instrument folder. So if you go to VST plugins, like you may have a DLL file, and you may also have a folder that accompanies it called instruments. All you do is bring that folder into here as well. So you just drag everything into this folder, and it'll read the instruments as well. So I hope this has been helpful to somebody out there. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen real quick. Here we go. All right. I hope this has helped somebody out there. If you want a free training on how to create a professional sounding track in 2 hours or less using FL Studio, free stuff you can find on the internet without any music theory knowledge, no experience, anything like that, you can get your first track up and running that quickly. I have a free training on that. So if you want that, just go ahead and write the word yes, YES, in the comments below, and I'll DM that over to you. But until then, keep creating.